Issue 162. After some recap panels, the first of which has the text boxes connected to the proper character this time, Amy says that she's flown a smaller spaceship before, so she should be fine, and as logic might dictate, she turns out to be right. The dictator compliments her on learning quick, says that she's still his prisoner and should show him respect for no reason, and she snarks amusingly, "Yes, you're quite right, Skurg. Now button it and hold on." This is the kind of spunky, sassy dialogue I expect of Amy Rose. In fact, I imagined that sentence with SA1 Amy's voice. That's the Amy I want to see all the time. For some reason, the rival species spaceship people are surprised that the spaceship is flying away to avoid destruction, saying that the tradition rules the losers should accept it perfectly fine. Why would anyone just accept it? Why would there be a history of that? Do the people on the spaceship have a death wish? The rival spaceship starts to fire, and Sonic says a pretty humble line, "Never felt so useless before," wishing that he could just get up there. Turbo is an asshole by telling him to just accept defeat in the death of his friend, and the spaceship Amy's on gets hit, making the controls unresponsive. The other spaceship leader decides not to have the finishing shot be fired, and instead decides to beam aboard their champion so he can join the victory celebration. This idiotic decision will be his downfall. Turbo, for some reason, tries to discourage Sonic from jumping to the tractor beam with him. After Sonic spin dashes at some jerks and gets hit by a ray gun, leaving him steaming, Turbo heroically decides to stand up to his masters, which is the right distraction for Sonic to spin dash at the guy he was talking to. Sonic tells the spaceship leader that he'll leave him alone in the future if he and Amy are brought back to the planet. Amy says she's convinced that they convinced them to call a truce, off screen. Sonic hopes that they won't bother him soon, and says that Eggman might be trailing them. Predictably, we see Grimer in front of a control panel right away saying that reports of Sonic and Amy being sighted are coming in. Just now? I guess he has micro cameras everywhere too. Eggman tells him not to pass the info to the Queen and let him deal with it instead, while Grimer will keep monitoring. The only story of this issue is by Lou Stringer. After the rival spaceship people conveniently decide to beam up Techno before they would destroy the spaceship Amy's in, this contrivance saves Amy's life, as Sonic jumps into the tractor beam, beaming up Turbo, and spin dashes some guys, and tells them he'll leave them all alone if they return him and Amy back to the planet. And for some reason we don't get to see Amy convincing the two rivals to stop the space race. And the story ends with Eggman planning against Sonic knowing where he's been sighted.